Hi there, friends. Just after 6 o'clock on this Tuesday morning. Thanks so much for joining us here on Up with KREM. I'm Channing Curtis.
And I'm Tim Pham. Gosh, on this Tuesday, it's already feeling like fall, isn't it? A little rainy, a little cool outside, but it is the season, right? Meteorologist Thomas Patrick prepared us for this morning and is tracking this one for us. So Thomas, how long is this rain sticking around today?
Yeah, and for today, most of the rain is going to fall for this morning. So what we're seeing is this band of steady rainfall. It's kind of centered over North Idaho at the moment. And you can see the split difference here between the steady batch of rain across our eastern areas and then the more scattered activity across central Washington. So I don't want to give it like a generic flare and say, oh, it's only until 8 o'clock, because some of you are already seeing some drier conditions. Others of you still have several more hours of rain yet to go. So here's the latest. In Spokane County, we've gotten a little bit of a break right over Airway Heights, but notice that the next batch of some scattered showers are already back into play. Spokane Valley has still seen steady rain as we have all morning long. So it's hard to give this a blanketed statement, but note that the morning hours will definitely be the most wet. And then we'll see scattered showers or on and off showers later on this afternoon. And the rainfall is never quite going to quit on us. Not today, not all week long.
I was torn. I think at this point, however, I want to put this to rest. I've made my statement, but as a group, we need to coalesce and move on. So prepare to vote.
Well, Spokane Mayor Nadine Woodward has officially been censured by the City Council in a 4-3 vote.
So this comes after Woodward appeared on stage with former state representative Matt Shea. Woodward went to a religious event a few days after the Oregon road fire sparked and went on stage to be prayed over. The mayor has repeatedly apologized for the appearance and said she didn't know Shea would be there. Some people in the community were upset about her appearance at the event, including some members of City Council, including Zappone, Wilkerson, Kinnear, and Stratton, who all voted to censure the mayor, formally denouncing her. However, several dozens of community members spoke out in her defense last night.
This is slander. It's intentional. You should know that.
The irony to me in this vote is that at its core, this vote undermines the very freedom it seeks to protect.
Your continued actions here are nothing short of insolence.
This is not an act of tolerance. This is an act of power.
The community is deeply impacted by the
Meeting and was applauded by the crowd when she approached the podium.
Okay, I am going to clear this chambers if there's one more outburst.
So to be clear, a censure doesn't impact Woodward's ability to hold office, but it is a formal disapproval of the mayor's behavior from City Council.
During the meeting, City Council also passed an emergency ordinance regarding when animals can be euthanized. This comes after more than a dozen dogs were euthanized in one day last week at Scraps. The ordinance states it is only allowed when a vet determines that an animal is severely sick or suffering. The code also says Scraps cannot euthanize animals due to shelter capacity. It's important to note that because the city contracts with Scraps, they must follow city code. More than a dozen people testified against Scraps, saying the dogs should have been saved.
I knew some of these dogs. I used to give them treats and talk to them. They would always sit for me and knew to gently take the treat from my hand. I didn't even get to say goodbye. I didn't want them to die. I prayed they wouldn't die. I wish I could have saved them.
Scraps did tell KREM too that they do not euthanize animals when the shelter gets full, but they will put down dogs deemed too dangerous to adopt. City Council members plan to continue working with the county and Scraps on their euthanasia policy. Well, get ready, everyone. The big day has finally arrived. In just a few hours, the new downtown stadium will be introduced to Spokane.
Yeah, it's been a project that's been years in the making, and that's where KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones is live right now. Brandon, you know, you've been covering this really since they broke ground. So to be able to now stand on that new turf, that's got to be a pretty incredible feeling. So tell us a little bit more about what people can expect if they go check it out. Good morning.
Good morning, Tim Channing. I mean, you see what it is. This is breaking news right now because last time we weren't standing on the field, last time we spoke, but now I feel it, man. Oh, the elements is raining. I mean, this is what we call being under the lights. This is what you want as a student athlete, the kids out there in Spokane County and the surrounding areas of the Inland Northwest. Oh, this is beautiful. You know, even going further than that, the state championship for high school football should be played in this stadium, One Spokane. It is officially here, and later this morning, 11 a.m., the ribbon cutting ceremony is going to take place. It's hard for me not to just start running around because that's what I want to do. I'm going to just start talking, and then once we come back out here in a couple of seconds or a couple of minutes, I'm going to just do a full-on sprint coming back to you all, right? Because this is just beautiful. This is beautiful. We're talking about the ribbon cutting ceremony today. And of course, yesterday we got a sneak peek preview before anyone else was able to see it. The stadium can seat 5,100 people. That's 5,100 people who can be here for sporting events. With seats added to the field for concerts and other events, that number jumps up to 15,000 people who can be here at one time. Of course, I mentioned the ribbon cutting ceremony is later this morning, and the first games will take place later this week.
It's just incredible how there's just isn't a place in the stadium that doesn't create a great viewing experience.
Oh yeah, you heard him. On 4 p.m. this Thursday, though, the first official sporting event will kick off here at the stadium when Shado Park High School plays Pullman High School in soccer. Later in the evening at 7 p.m., North Central High School will play Clarkston in football. Friday night lights begin with Shado Park taking on Rogers High School this Friday, and then the week of events will wrap up on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. with a Joe Albee dedication and a community open house. So I mean, come on now, this is just good stuff. This is good stuff right here. Let's get a 1, 2, 3. You just do a full-on sprint, you know. Hopefully I didn't look too slow right there, folks, but you can just see I'm excited, man. I'm excited for this. And I hope you're excited too, because I know the kids here in this community, they're gonna have chills as soon as they walk on to this field later this week. So for now, reporting live at One Spokane, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.
Oh man, Brandon, Channing was gonna start calling out some drills. She knows some football drills.
But apparently I don't have to, Brandon, because you already got him down. Look at those high knees, I love it.
Yeah, come on, higher, Brandon. Yeah. Whoa.
Oh, what? Oh,
he's
look,
ready
I'm
to
about
go.
To break my phone messing around with y'all, man. I'm about to break my phone. Come on now.
This is the energy we need. All right, Brandon, thanks so much. All right, now to North Idaho, where the West Bonner School District Superintendent just resigned after only 3 months on the job. In a letter posted to X, formerly known as Twitter, Brandon Durr said he wants an amicable and fair exit from his role as superintendent. This comes after a weeks-long back and forth between Durst, the Idaho Department of Education, and the West Bonner School District regarding Durst's qualifications for the job. The Idaho State Board of Education rejected an application from Durst that would have allowed him to work as superintendent while working to meet those requirements.
In the meantime, the Idaho State Department of Agriculture is urging people to stay off the water in certain parts of the Snake River. They closed parts of the Snake River to minimize the spread of quagga mussels. The invasive species was found last week in the Snake River near Twin Falls in southeast Idaho. The Department of Ag says that the mussels pose a major threat to Idaho because they can eliminate Idaho's diverse biological landscape. They also say an established population could cost the state hundreds of millions of dollars. The agency says despite closing a stretch of the river in the Magic Valley, boats and watercraft from Boise were on the water over the weekend.
It's 6:10 and weather-wise, obviously a lot of rain already this morning, but it's definitely not slowing down one Brandon T. Jones out there at One Spokane. In fact, from our downtown camera, if you haven't noticed, the lights are on right there, so that should be a pretty energetic location in the coming days. But right now it's 53 degrees. We still got overcast skies. Looks like the rain has lightened up over Airway Heights, so it didn't actually show that rain icon there on the observation. And no wonder, you look over Spokane County and yeah, it's still lightly raining downtown. Little bit of a hole over Airway Heights, but that should be filling in pretty shortly here. So we are expecting this mostly steady rainfall for at least a couple more hours through 8 or 9 o'clock this morning, and then it will be more scattered later on this afternoon. But this is where that rain is going to stay for the next couple hours.